Alright, Mentexxo FB, and this is a little interview from Armavation.
Hey there, ARMA here. Welcome back, guys, to a brand new Armavation conversation. I'm here with Fingerboarder Mentexxo FB. So thank you, Mentexxo, for wanting to do this interview. Starting things off, I always like to ask my guests, how are you doing and how has your year been going so far? Any highlights?
Everything's been going pretty good. Just been posting as much as I can and working a lot. 2025 has been a heck of a year, and I'm hoping that 2026 will be a lot better.
Now, I want to discuss your upbringing and what it was like to grow up in Minneapolis. What's your background story and how did you get into skateboarding and fingerboarding?
Skateboarding has always been my go-to ever since I was 4 or 5 years old. Watching the old X Games from the 90s, I've always wanted to, be a skateboarder, So from there up until maybe 10, 11, I got my first pro board. And ever since then, I just haven't stopped skating. Skating every day, and then fingerboarding came in a little shortly after that, and started doing fingerboarding as well. So skateboarding and fingerboarding together has always been a passion of mine, and still is to this day.
On your Instagram profile, you mentioned you are an ex-pro level fingerboarder. So how did you become a pro level fingerboarder, and what was the experience like?
That's a very good question. So most people don't know. It was conjoined with a skate shop, and what I wanted to do was make my own fingerboards and sell them, to the shop and stuff like that, and sell them out locally. It only lasted for a couple months up until when my uncle, he used to, still is, doing a lot of woodwork, and he's got his own wood shop, and so he made me my own mold, pretty practically just a mold that you can, make like in souvenirs, like little wood souvenirs, and you just press it into a mold. I learned how to do that, and so ever since that time I made my own little fingerboards, and I've wanted to sell them. So it wasn't a written contract, it was a verbal contract. So what I would get out of it, it would be like free gear, and stuff like that. Ever since then I got back into fingerboarding about late February of 2025, and I looked out to some companies, and Caramel was one of them, so I've always been supporting Caramel, and Caramel Fingerboards has been a really big help.
What changed once you stopped being a pro fingerboarder? What was the aftermath?
So basically the aftermath was I graduated high school, and I moved into a new place, and we didn't have any room around, for me to fingerboard. So ever since then, I had I was shopping at Black River, and I would get Berlin wood fingerboards. They came in a 35 millimeter, and I had a couple of those that lasted for a while. Sadly enough, at the time, I did not get to experience what pro trucks were like, for fingerboarding. I did not get to use professional fingerboard trucks. I actually got to use tech deck trucks. But other than that, it was, pretty mild, and the aftermath was, I just kind of fell through and, kind of focused on skateboarding in a way, and fingerboarding was always still my passion.
How would you compare and contrast the difference between a regular fingerboarder and a pro level fingerboarder?
From a regular level fingerboarder, they know the basics, the kick flip, the tray flip, stuff like that. To a pro fingerboarder, they know all the advanced tricks, combos, stuff like that, and they're very creative, and they always put a creative feel into their tricks. And that's a really good, description of between the regular and to a pro.
Do you miss being pro, and would you ever go back to being a pro fingerboarder?
In a way I do, and sometimes in a way I don't. The only reason why I don't is because I haven't got recognized as much back then as I have today. I haven't got as much recognition for being pro, only because it was a short period of time. Would I would go back? Of course. I would always like to go back. Only because, if I can support a company that's helped me out, I would like to return that same support back. And, even if it's just, for, free gear or something like that. Basically, I'm not really in it for the money or the fame. I just want to be able to give support and then receive, the same support back, and, just a mutual thing, for companies.
You have been fingerboarding for 14 years, so how would you describe your 14 years of fingerboarding in one word?
Dedication.
What was your lowest moment as a fingerboarder, and what has been your greatest moment as a fingerboarder?
So the lowest moment, and I'm kind of experiencing it right now, it's kind of more of a downfall into posting reels, making sure I'm, consistent with posting, and trying to make sure that I'm like getting a different variety of like different tricks and different reels. I don't want to upload the same trick more than once. I always want to try something new. But the greatest moment as a fingerboarder is getting to know a lot of the well-known people. Caramel, UAG FB, getting to know them and being able to support them too, and being able to re-upload, getting back into fingerboarding and kind of showing my progression and stuff like that.
With you having a lot of experience as a fingerboarder, what qualities should a great fingerboarder have? In your opinion, what makes someone a good fingerboarder?
Someone that's very consistent, somebody that can have really good muscle memory, and somebody that can really showcase how good they are. Fingerboarding as a community is a very large community. In fact, it's probably almost the same as skateboarding, but fingerboarding in a way is quite more different than skateboarding. Fingerboarding, there's a lot of people out there that are really good, and most of them, most people wish that they would, get a sponsor and stuff like that. But with fingerboarding, it's kind of a rare occasion nowadays, only because these small companies are only making a little bit of a portion of money just to live, for themselves and stuff like that. So qualities for a great fingerboarder: consistency, showcasing your talent, and being able to show progression and stuff like that.
What are some of your favorite tricks to do, and which has been the hardest trick you ever had to do?
So kickflip crooks, kickflip nose grind, that's probably my favorite. The hardest trick that I've ever done is the nose slide, nollie tray, nose slide, nollie tray flip out. And it's one of those tricks that's that Mike Schneider had done. And so I wanted to implement that. And I've only landed it once, and I got it on film, but sadly enough, the footage got deleted. So I'm going to have to try again and see if I can land it again.
You often share a lot of fingerboarding content on your page, so what is your favorite video that you've posted, and what's been the feedback you have gotten on social media?
I did a repost on a Caramel Fingerboard full complete, and me and Caramel had collabed on the reel, and I was just basically showcasing what a complete would look like if you ordered one from Caramel, and how it would look if you had got it in the mail. So basically it's just a little promotional ad.
How did you build your community as a fingerboarder on Instagram? Was it easy or hard to get where you are now?
It is actually extremely hard, only because of the fact that I just got into fingerboarding not long ago, and getting back into it has been a challenge. And all I wanted to do was showcase my progression back into it, and show people that, hey, I'm a fingerboarder and I've been doing this for a while, and I've always wanted to collab and network and stuff like that with other fingerboarders as well.
Going back to fingerboards, what's your go-to board that you like to use?
So my collection's back in the back room where my park is. Right now I have a 34mm Caramel custom complete with custom Caramel trucks, with the custom inverted kingpin screws, and we got the Little Pill ABEC 9 wheels with Black Cat grip, and that's been my go-to board ever since.
Just curious to know, but what has been your thoughts on the Armavation Rotation Trick Challenge? How was your experience participating and seeing other people around the world participate? Do you think it has affected the community in a good way? Why or why not?
Yeah, I think it's getting some good attraction, and people are just trying it out, and seeing a lot of people do it and get it pretty clean is pretty impressive in itself. Yeah, I think it's getting some pretty good feedback as far as what I've been seeing recently. It is quite of a challenge too, and seeing people even land it too is pretty good in itself. It's kind of the, when you think about it in a way, for a trick challenge and fingerboarding, not only does it give people a motivation to try something new, but it gives somebody, that mindset of not only feeling pressured, but making, them give them the energy, and the confidence to be able to land something.
Closing things out here in Mentexxo with a few more questions, what advice would you give to new fingerboarders or people who are thinking about getting into fingerboarding?
I do recommend searching around for companies and stuff, and just try out products and see how you like it, and don't be afraid to try something new. As far as fingerboards, they all come in different shapes and sizes, so there's a lot of different opportunities out there as far as fingerboarding. If you're just getting into it, all you gotta do is practice. Never give up, and keep trying something new, and eventually somewhere along the way you'll be able to learn something too off that as well.
What things do you like and things you want to see improvement on within the fingerboarding community?
As far as improvement, maybe some more creativity, seeing people try something that nobody else has never, accomplished, or, just doing some more different styles of tricks and whatnot, and seeing people do some combos. And yeah, I think it's been evolving, but the main improvement is just seeing people try something new. I always like seeing people do that.
Should fingerboarding be a part of the Olympics, and would you want to compete in the Olympics if fingerboarding becomes a new sport?
Well, sadly enough, fingerboarding is not really a sport. It's a hobby. It's like mental, physical therapy that can be used to treat anxiety and stress. If I would see it in the Olympics, I could see it as in maybe competing in a way, but as far as the Olympics goes, it's kind of a 50-50 thing. There's a lot of fingerboard conventions and rendezvous out there that showcase competitions and best tricks and all that stuff. So continue to have that, but then at the same time, in the Olympics, it's kind of a 50-50 chance, you know. But as far as showcasing it, I think that it would be really cool to have somebody professionally, you know, showcase a fingerboard competition, you know, in an Olympic, you know, setting. I think that'd be pretty cool as well.
Lastly, Mentexxo, what's next for you? What do you want to accomplish next in the fingerboarding world? And also, do you have any more shout outs?
The only thing I want to accomplish is just getting my tricks back. I know it's been about a year and a half. Just, you know, doing it for fun right now, but mainly just getting all the tricks back. And I just want to give a big shout out to Caramel Fingerboards for being a big help, you know, to get my motivation and my skills back. So big shout out to Caramel Fingerboards. Big shout out to UAG FB in Japan. Very big help as well. And that's pretty much that. Throughout my whole journey, I just been wanting to get, you know, back into fingerboarding and get, you know, back to the level I was when I was a, you know, teenager. So that's always been that.
Well, thanks so much for this, Mentexxo. I truly appreciate you for taking the time to share your personal journey and your experience with fingerboarding. And I appreciate all you've done to help support me so far, especially like with the educational content, the tutorials, and the challenge itself. So I hope you continue to inspire your community and accomplish greater things. Thanks again.
I think that's a wrap on the interview. You guys have a good day. Thank you.